Welcome to the Explainer. Right off the bat, we're focusing on something absolutely crucial today: protecting our hard earned savings, pensions, and retirement funds. For so many of us, especially seniors and veterans who've spent literally a lifetime building up a solid nest egg, navigating the digital world can kind of feel like walking through a minefield. So, we're going to unpack a completely jargon free explainer on modern digital safety just to make sure you've got the exact tools you need to keep yourself and your finances totally secure.
Okay, let's dive into this. Could an unexpected email from a friend really cost you your retirement savings? I know it sounds dramatic, but modern digital scammers have gotten incredibly sophisticated. We're talking billions of dollars stolen every single year. And the scariest part, they aren't just going after tech experts, they are targeting everyday people. The reality is, absolutely anyone can be tricked if they don't know the specific red flags to look out for. Well, before we get into the scams themselves, let's just quickly define the landscape we're dealing with. Cryptocurrency is essentially a new kind of internet-only payment system. But here is the absolutely critical part to remember. Transfers made with crypto are virtually anonymous, and they are practically impossible to reverse once they go through. Because this money is sent online and completely lacks the typical safety nets of a credit card charge, where, you can just call up your bank to cancel a fraudulent charge, crypto has unfortunately become a massive, massive target for fraudsters. So what exactly is a crypto scam? At its core, it's just a type of fraud where someone tricks people into giving away their cryptocurrency or sensitive information. We're talking things like your private keys or your passwords. Scammers usually pull this off by pretending to offer a legitimate investment, a really helpful service, or some golden financial opportunity. But their ultimate goal is always exactly the same: to get their hands on your savings. To really understand how this works, we need to see exactly how these scams unfold in the real world. We're going to look at the anatomy of a digital scam through a cautionary tale. Let's walk through Melinda's story step by step so we know exactly what these traps look like when they inevitably pop up on our own screens. The scam often starts very simply and very quietly. Melinda receives an unexpected email from an online friend recommending a cryptocurrency broker. Like a lot of us, Melinda has heard all the news stories about crypto generating these massive returns. It sounds intriguing, right? Especially when you're looking to maybe maximize your fixed income or stretch those retirement funds. So innocently trusting the sender, she clicks the link right there in the message. And this is exactly where the trap springs. That email was actually fake. It was spoofed by hackers to look exactly like a message from her real friend. Now the scammers know Melinda is interested. They contact her directly, and they intentionally use this barrage of confusing buzzwords just to sound legitimate and professional. They talk at length about tokens and NFTs. Even though Melinda doesn't really understand these highly technical terms, the scammers sound so confident and knowledgeable that she's impressed, and she agrees to invest. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the psychological trap that gets set right here. Melinda decides to start with a $5,000 investment, sending it over via an international wire transfer. The scammers then ask her to download this tracking software to her computer. Once it's installed, it shows her these really impressive graphs and market trends. To her absolute delight, her investment seemingly goes up 10% in just a week. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Those impressive graphs on her computer were completely fake. They were designed solely to build her trust and keep her on the hook. Then, the tension intentionally builds. According to that fake software, the price of Melinda's crypto suddenly takes a nosedive. She's understandably worried. When she reaches out for help, the scammers move their communication over to an encrypted app called WhatsApp. They reassure her, showing her some real graphs, and really pressure her to invest another $2,000 to buy the dip and take advantage of the low price before it shoots back up. It's just classic emotional manipulation. Completely believing them, Melinda wires the extra money. And just like magic, the fake software shows her balance jump all the way up to $10,000. Feeling a huge wave of relief, she decides to withdraw her original $5,000 so she won't lose it if the price drops again. But here is the heartbreaking realization. When she contacts the scammers to arrange that withdrawal, they completely vanish. Poof! They simply stop replying to her messages. And this brilliantly illustrates how multi-layered the deception actually is. Unable to reach the broker, Melinda contacts her real friend, who is completely baffled and says she never sent any email about a crypto company. Melinda wisely deletes the program and runs a scan with her antivirus suite, and sure enough, it detects malicious software. That brokerage software they had her install, it was actually a dangerous virus designed to steal even more of her personal information. Melinda immediately contacts her bank, but they confirm the devastating truth. The international wire transfer is totally unrecoverable.
Because crypto and international wires lack those traditional reversal mechanisms we rely on, Melinda lost her savings. However, she did take the absolutely critical, immediate next step of changing all her passwords to secure her other accounts and prevent any further theft. It's a tough, painful lesson, but such a vital one for all of us to learn from.
Melinda's story is just one example. Let's pivot away from her specific situation to look at the broader categories of digital fraud. These are the things that all of us, especially those of us managing retirement funds and veteran benefits, need to be highly, highly vigilant about. There are 3 common threats to watch out for. First, investment scams, where fraudsters promise guaranteed high returns with 0 risk. Second, romance scams, where scammers build a fake emotional connection over time and eventually ask for money to help with some fabricated emergency. And third, phishing scams, which are essentially deceptive communications designed solely to steal your passwords and your sensitive information.
Okay, knowing the threats is half the battle. Now, let's transition into some actionable, empowering steps so you feel fully equipped and totally in control of your digital footprint. Protecting your savings is completely possible with just a few smart daily habits.
So the crucial point is that you can build absolute digital armor by following 3 simple, totally non-technical steps. Number 1, always treat unsolicited messages, calls, or emails with heavy suspicion. Number 2, never install unknown software, especially if someone online tells you to do it to track an investment. And number 3, regularly update your antivirus software so it can automatically catch and zap any malicious programs trying to sneak in.
We also really need to talk about our digital circles. As we saw in Melinda's story, friends can unknowingly expose you to scams if they've been tricked themselves. Even if an email genuinely comes from a real friend, they might have been offered a bonus to recruit people without realizing it's a total fraud. It is always safer to politely decline these recommendations and do your own independent research before ever sending a single dime.
Now here is a major red flag I want you to commit to memory right now. Scammers absolutely love apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, or Discord. Why? Because the encryption on these apps makes it nearly impossible for authorities to track their chats. If someone offering you an investment insists on moving your conversation to one of these encrypted messaging apps, break off contact immediately. It is a massive warning sign. Another vital habit involves exactly how you store your personal information. If, heaven forbid, malicious software does slip onto your computer, you absolutely do not want hackers easily finding your details. Never keep written records of your banking details, plain text passwords, your date of birth, or your passport number saved in a document right there on your desktop where they can be easily seen. Keep those details safely stored away from your main computer. So, what should you do if you, or maybe someone you know, actually becomes a victim? First, and most importantly, please understand that there is absolutely no shame in falling for this. None. These are highly sophisticated, targeted crimes run by literal professional syndicates. If it happens, you just need to know exactly where to turn for help. Which brings us to a really fantastic resource. If you, a fellow veteran, a senior family member, or literally anyone you know needs help, you can reach out to gocrypto.org. They offer specialized resources, incredible support, and education specifically designed for victim services in the cryptocurrency space. Let's move to and see how this builds. Their overall mission is to improve crypto literacy through educational consultations and blockchain reporting. They can actually help you understand exactly what happened, properly document the incident, and officially report the potential cryptocurrency fraud. You really do not have to navigate this complex aftermath all on your own. We've covered a lot of crucial ground today, right? From the step-by-step anatomy of a scam to the proactive measures you can implement right this second. So I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. Are your digital habits keeping your hard-earned savings safe from the next generation of scammers? Take a moment today to review your security habits, update that antivirus, and take empowering action to protect your future. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay safe and stay vigilant.